What's happening, everybody? Willie here, good old Wanna Go Fishing, sitting at the good old table of contents here. We've got today another old versus new. Yes, we do. Since I did that last one with the last episode, the episode before the last episode, which would be the Daiwa Revros or Revros, depending on how you want to say it, I really got kind of curious about other Daiwa reels. Now, this reel right here is an older Daiwa Regal. This is a 3000xia. I got this at a flea market for $5. Okay, cleaned it up. It looks like it's brand spanking new. Had it not been for this reel right here, the Revros episode with Tim Hahn may never have occurred. That's all I can say about that, because he found out that I had this, and that's how it all came about. So now I catch myself going, I wonder if the new Daiwa Regal is as good as the old Daiwa Regal. I don't know. I don't even know how old this is. Tim will know, but I don't. Because I don't tend to do my homework on these kind of things. I do a little bit of it, you know, just enough to get a C+. That's what I needed to get by. But you know, finding this thing on a table for $5, I took it fishing. I've used it several times. I have an episode of this reel and a fluger that I got the same day, and we caught fish with it. Well, here recently, I took this reel to a lake, and I used it on a 6'6" Berkeley lightning rod, and I threw only a whopper plopper all morning long for about 2 hours. I threw nothing but a whopper plopper. I caught 3 nice bass, all 3 over 1.5 pounds to 2.5 pounds. And man, that topwater hit. That's just a great thing. Well, again, the curiosity got the better of me, and I said, I'm going to try to find a new Regal 3000 and see if I can do a little comparison with the old and the new. Well, let me tell you how hard it is to find these guys. That's right, I'm pointing to this box right here, because this box right here is that reel. I drove 67 miles up and back. So add that up, 67 C6, 14, you put up to 1, 6, 12, 13, 130, what did I say, 67, 134 miles is what I drove in a hurricane slash tsunami slash thunderstorm, both directions. Traffic. My goodness. People, if you're not going to do the speed limit, stay out the left lane, okay? That's all I can say, and that's all I'm going to say. But if you're going to go 5 miles under the speed limit, center lane or right lane, okay? Is that too much to ask? Anyway, don't get me started there. I managed to find this reel. I got online and tried to look this thing up. I couldn't find, man, nobody had one. Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's, my local places, nobody had this reel. Finally found one, and here it is. And we're going to take a look at it right now. First thing, I'm going to read some things to you, some knowledge. This one is a 6:2-to-1 gear ratio, so it's going to be a little faster, which is fine because I want this for basically buzz baits, whopper ploppers. Even if I get, you know, if I'm worm fishing or jigging or something, and I get in the weeds and I want to get them fish out of those weeds quickly if I can, that'll be fine. That's okay, because the gear ratio on the old guy is 5:3-to-1, so it's a little slower, a little bit slower. And if you want to slow down, you just slow down, okay? To do this, you can just do this. This is how it is. You got to be in control. You have to be your own volume knob, people. That's how it works. Anyway, let's take this thing out of here. Well, first, let me do this. Is a 6:2-to-1. It is a 9+1. You got that 9+1 bearing, so you got, you know, 9-ball bearing and roller bearings. Basically the same. This is a 10 bearing setup too, 10 bearing setup here. Now this thing, it claims here that 10 pound 280 yards of 10 pound, 200 yards of 220. I mean, I'm sorry, that's not right. 12 pound, you get 220 yards. Okay, that's really the major concerns right there. So let's take this thing out. The only time that I have seen it was when I bought it. I actually got it at Bass Pro Shops. 2 of them came in last night. 2 came in last night. So there we go. I did notice that there's no directions in the box, no parts, no nothing like that, but they did send, I mean, there's this piece of cardboard that's really nice. You have some extra nylon washers there, I believe, for the drag, I'm assuming there. But that's it. No, nothing else. No parts breakdown, none of that. Okay, let's take this thing out of the box here. Again, like the Revros or Revros, the paint scheme, this is a purple. I just really, to be honest with you, just like the Revros, like the other one. And it's got this metallic little glitter you can see in it. It's just cool looking. We have this little plastic washer doodah that's on the crank arm there. How did I miss that? Well, the vacuum cleaner will find that. Let's tighten her down here. It's very nice. Now there are going to be some little minor differences. For one thing, in the 3000 size, I definitely feel like I'm seeing a difference in the size of the reel body here. Yeah, definitely feel like I can see that. Now, this is an XIA. This is a CXH. Now, I found out that CX stands for the gear ratio, which is the it was 6:2 to 1, right? 6:2 to 1, yeah. What that H means, I don't know. I don't have any idea. It probably stood for holy mackerel, I can't believe I found one. But they actually had 2. I was very surprised. But they fall into the $59 category. You're looking at 60 bucks, okay, for the model. Yeah, the Regal. The Revros was 49. Revros. The other one was $49.99. It feels every bit as good as it did. I really, where is it made? It's made in Vietnam. Where is this one made? This one's made in China. There's part of me that understands and there's part of me that doesn't. But anyway, what we're going to do here is, I have an older Daiwa rod, a Procast, I believe is what that reel is. We're going to put the older guy over on that, and we're going to put this guy over on the Berkley lightning rod. Now I'm going to do some close-up stuff here. Let you see real quick. Both really nice looking reels. I definitely see that the spool is deeper on the Regal, new Regal, than it was on the Revros. So you can hold a little more line, that's for sure. What we're going to do is we're putting 10 pound line, 10 pound Trilene Extra Tough is what's going to go on that reel. Because that's what's on this one. It's 10 pound Trilene Extra Tough. Let's put some trash away here. We're just got too much. There's just too much trash. I just can't deal with all the trash. Just put that there. So if everybody's okay with this, going to put these things on some poles, going to put some line on this one right here, and then I would love to say we were going fishing, but we're not. It is absolutely pouring outside. And I get the feeling tomorrow is probably going to be pretty bad too. Because maybe not with rain issue, but mud, water, high. We'll see. You never know. You just don't. But we're going to go out and we're going to fling something somewhere at some point and test these guys. See just what they're all about. Good morning. We are out here on the lake this morning. We're going to give a try to these two Daiwa reels here. These two Daiwa 3000s. That's right, Regal 3000s. Now I'm trying a new GoPro and I'm trying a new microphone setup, the mod setup. So I'll be switching back and forth to microphones and things like that. So for right now, we're going to do it like this and just see how it works out with the mod mic. If I have to switch it, we will. This is the new Regal 3000 LT, and it's a CXH. Okay, I had to get that right. CSH with a small a. I don't know what that A is for. I have no idea. When I was in school, most of my A's were really small. You couldn't see them either. That was bad. Anyway, we got it rigged up with the old purple sticko. There we go. I loosened the drag. Can you believe that? Threw my worm off, or it's in his mouth. I don't know. One or the other. Okay, that's the new Regal. That's the first bass on the new Regal 3000. And I liked it so much that I'm going to keep fishing with it for right now. Okay, just for the record, I can really tell the difference in the smoothness of the retrieve from one to the other. I was letting it sit while I turned the camera on. And this fish, this pesky fish, decided to hit. Come here. This was let me see if I could only, there you go. Bass, Daiwa Regal, new Daiwa Regal 3000. Beautiful purpley green paint. There you go. That was crazy. Oh dear. Whew. That guy right there must have been running 75 miles an hour when he hit that thing. I thought that was a whole lot more fish than what it was. Okay, there it is. Stop. Let's put him back. Let's do that again. He seems to be active now. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Changed up that retrieve just a little bit. Went with just a slow drag, an occasional jerk, instead of just letting it sit. This guy couldn't handle that. That's cool, we finally got a decent one. When I say decent, I mean he might be a pound, okay? Let's take a close look at him. Can you see him? How about now? Hello? Oh, he's biting me. Look at him biting me. He can't eat me. Anyway, nice little fish. Changed my retrieve. I learned a little something just now. Occasionally I learn things. It happens. Almost felt like something was swimming back to me with it. And it was. Always go with your instincts, people. Go with your instincts. that fish swam to me, and it just felt funny. And I said, wait a minute, it's kind of a gap there. Could have been pee, could have been water. Don't really know. It was his way of saying, put me back though. But anyway, yes, he was swimming to me. Stop it. That's going back. That was caught with the old Daiwa Regal 3000xia. Pipe. Fish it. There's one thing about these stickos I'm going to show you real quick is sometimes, if you can see that, the glitter or the flashy part of the inside of the lure with all of the glitter is sometimes more prominent in some lures or some baits than others. And, you know, maybe that's because it's a big company popping them out, you know, left and right. But it's kind of annoying when you really want to see that glitter in there and you have several that you can't even tell. It just looks like it's a one single color purple. And that is the technical term, just in case you were wondering, purple. I know, I called and asked. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the old table of contents here at the Wanna Go Fishing headquarters. Man, was it a hard day of fishing today. It rained all day yesterday and part of the day before, and the fish are a little bit picky after they've fed for hours. You know, everything washes off into the lake. The fish feed, things fall off trees, they feed, so they get a little picky. So we really had to fish hard today. And what normally takes me about 2 hours ended up taking me almost 5. Just to catch the fish that you saw. They were being picky. Snobs. Anyway, we caught some fish, and we're going to talk about these two reels right here. We did a little bit of the old against the new today, and I'm going to tell you what. The Regal 3000xia, the older one here, that I found this guy at a flea market on a table for $5. Okay, it was filthy, nasty, dirty, been sitting in a corner or someone's toolbox or whatever. But it was worth every dime and more, way more, because this is a workhorse reel here. 10 bearings set up with a 5:3 to 1 gear ratio. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, I caught 3 bass in the 1.5 to 3 pound range in the 3 that I caught. Throwing a whopper plopper. This reel did great. That day is what made me go looking for this one. Okay, I said, you know what? I want to see if it's a fluke or is it actually these are good reels. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, the new one, though it took me a while to get it and I drove a long way back and forth to get it, it was worth it. It's a good reel. It's a good reel. And had I not had this to compare it to, this guy here would have served his purpose forever, and I would have never said what I'm about to say. And what I'm about to say is, this reel is more refined, okay? With today's technology and machining and bearings and stuff, you can tell the difference. It's minute. That's a word I don't use very often, but it is. The differences between are paper thin, okay? But there you can tell that you can feel it. If you fish enough, you know what I'm talking about. And what I'm talking about is machining. Very smooth. The flipping of the bail, everything very smooth. This is a very refined machine, and it's very well worth $60. It is $59.99 if you can find it. I got lucky when I found it. And there's only one thing that this reel did that I didn't care much for. Okay, if you notice on the machining here, they've machined the bottom of the spool inward. Well, occasionally when you get some slack in the line, that line would come down here and would catch this lip, and it would want to wind itself around here like it was the main part of the spool as opposed to here. So it only took me a couple times of casting to realize, pull it tight, Willie, make sure it's tight, otherwise that line's gonna get stuck down there. So it only happened a couple times. That's just something you have to remember. And it could have something to do with the trilene, the extra tough line. The extra tough line is a bit abrasive. And I mean, it's kind of thick, but I love it because I've hooked into some big fish and it pulled it in without any breaking of the line. But let me tell you, if you ever do get a lure hooked in a tree or on a stump or whatever, and you want to break the line and get it loose, well, you might as well just cut it, because sometimes it's a little bit extra tough to get it loose. All in all though, the Regal LT3000D-CXH, don't know what that H stands for. I think the CX actually stands for the gear ratio. That's what I was told. Though the D at the end of the 3000, I can only assume stands for Daiwa. And that LT, I should know what that means, but I think the T stood for tough. Light and tough, I believe, is what we were going for there. I believe that's what it is, light and tough. It is light and it is pretty tough. It's a good reel. If you can find one, get it. If you can find an older XIA and it's in good shape and doesn't look like it was drug up with the Monitor and Merrimack, get it, because it's a good reel. It's a good workhorse reel that would be great in your arsenal. Trust me, I am very happy to have that. I'm very happy to have that. Glad I found that. Did a lot of driving to get that, and it was worth it. So I hope you got something from this. I hope you enjoyed what you saw, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. I truly appreciate you watching and your comments. We're going to see you again next time. Who knows what we're going to do? The possibilities are endless. Thank you again for watching. I truly appreciate it. So from my family here at Wanna Go Fishing, we'll see you next time.